getting involved. It's great to see them involved.
We'd like to start this morning with the singing of Advanced Australia Fair. Please join us. On behalf of the Empire Bay Progress Association, we welcome you to our village ANZAC Day ceremony. My name is Geoff Melville, I'll be your MC. We welcome Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Johnson and his wife Val from the Salvation Army Corps at Umina Beach. Colonel Ralph will conduct our service this morning. We also welcome you, the people and the children of Empire Bay and our surrounding villages. You sharing this day with us makes it more meaningful for us to remember, and that's why we were here today, to remember. ANZAC Day focuses on our awareness of the sacrifices made on our behalf by all servicemen and women. It recalls the landing of the Anzacs at Gallipoli over 100 years ago. Today we recall that well over 102,000 Australians have given their lives for the freedom Australia now enjoys. Wars have had a significant influence on Australia and have assisted in shaping a military history of which Australians can be justifiably proud. From the first contingent of troops to leave Sydney on May the 1st, 1860, to take part in the Maori Wars, Australian servicemen and women have gained the reputation of being among the finest in the world. They have acquitted themselves exceptionally well with extraordinary bravery during conflicts in the far corners of the globe, including New Zealand, the Sudan, the Boer War, the Boxer Rebellion in China, the First and Second World Wars, Korea, Malaya, Vietnam, the Gulf War. They also saw service in the United Nations peacekeeping forces in Cambodia, Somalia, the Western Sahara, the Middle East, Iraq, East Timor, Afghanistan, the Solomon Islands. There are currently more than 3,000 Australian defence personnel serving in many different zones throughout the world. We're now fighting terrorism, both close to home and abroad, and our troops are still making a difference. During these conflicts, Australians have earned countless awards for gallantry. They include nearly 100 Victoria Crosses. They have also earned the respect of both allies and enemies. For nearly 160 years, Aussies have left these shores to preserve the freedom we now enjoy. I have no doubt that many of your families have suffered some kind of loss due to the fruitlessness of war. We as a nation now look towards our young people. Our youth today are our future. They are focused and they have grown to understand the sacrifices made by others on their behalf. Sometimes they discover that members of their own family, their fathers, their grandparents, or even great-parents, have had to leave home, had to go away and fight to secure peace for the people of Australia. In many cases, these young folk proudly wear replica of their ancestors' medals as a mark of respect during ANZAC Day ceremonies like this one. They may lay a wreath in their memory. These young people are keeping this precious flame alive. Today we set aside time to think about those people and the families of those people who made that sacrifice. Those who paid the ultimate price. And we also remember those who came home, crippled, disfigured, shell-shocked, or mentally disturbed, unstable or challenged because of what they saw, what they had to do, and what they suffered for us. Today we honour them. Today we thank them. And today we will remember them. I would now like to hand over the next part of our service to Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Johnson.
It's very important and very encouraging to see the large number of young people here today. From the Kincumber Bensville Sea Scouts, the Empire Bay Public School, the Coast Christian School. We live in one of the very best countries in the world. I reckon it is the best. We're free to go where we like without asking permission. We're free to get any job we're prepared to work hard for. We enjoy freedom in an open democracy where all people are equal, regardless of religion, race, or gender. Young people, we must not take these freedoms for granted. They came at great cost, the sacrifice and lives of so many of our very best people. We don't forget, and we don't want our children to forget. When our children ask us what this cenotaph means, we tell them.
I'd like to share with you a remembrance poem. It's about the inquisitive mind of a child. Why are they selling poppies, Mummy? Selling poppies in town today. The poppies, child, are flowers of love for the men who marched away. But why have they chosen a poppy, Mummy? Why not a beautiful rose? Because, my child, men fought and died in the fields where the poppies grow. But why are the poppies so red, Mummy? Why are the poppies so red? Red is the colour of blood, my child, the blood that our soldiers shed. The heart of the poppy is black, Mummy. Why does it have to be black? Black, my child, is the symbol of grief for the men who never came back. But why, Mummy, are you crying? Your tears are giving you pain. My tears are my tears for you, my child. For the world is getting again. To talk to us today on the subject of what ANZAC Day means to me, I give you Gandhari Guru.
This day marks the commemoration of all those who have served and continue to serve our country. It is a day which allows us to reflect upon their sacrifice, bravery and commitment, and to ponder whether we ourselves will be able to face the hardships and fear that is war. This day also allows us to pay our respects and heartfelt thanks to the men and women who fought and continue to fight so that we may all live in freedom. My respect for those original ANZACs and others who followed has continued to grow as I grow. In preparing for this speech, I've reflected upon what I've learned of war. Both my grandfathers were members of the armed forces and were lucky enough to serve in times that did not require them to actually go to war. My maternal grandfather served in the Royal British Medical Corps as part of the British occupation of Libya. He was also, for a short time, a medical officer to the Grenadier Guards. My paternal grandfather was a Gurkha soldier. For those of you who may not have heard of the Gurkha soldiers, they are Nepalese men who originally enlisted in the British Army. They have fought alongside the Allied soldiers in all major wars and are widely renowned for their bravery. Unfortunately, I never met my grandfather, for he passed away long before I was born, but I have always known the importance of the Gurkha tradition within my father's culture. My journey of discovery about war was intensified last year, when I was fortunate enough to be associated with the Student Voice Remember project. Brisbane Secondary College, along with Kincumber High School and Tugger Lakes High School entrance campus, raised funds to bring two of the famous buglers from the Men Gate in Belgium to Australia to commemorate Remembrance Day last year. This association of men oversees the memorial in Ypres, Belgium, where 55,000 Commonwealth soldiers are listed on the walls of the gates. These 55,000 are among the many soldiers who died in the battles of the Western Front in World War I, and whose graves still remain unknown. 6,000 of the names inscribed on the gate were Australian troops. The buglers have continued to play the last post of this site every night. Since it was built in 1927, these men voluntarily commemorate the ultimate sacrifice those young men made, thereby ensuring that their sacrifice is never forgotten. The more I learn about the horrors of war, the conditions in which our armed service personnel lived and died, the more I become awestruck at the immense courage that they showed. I cast my mind and try to imagine those young men arriving on the beaches of ANZAC Cove 101 years ago. It is impossible for me to imagine the noise of the gunfire, the witnessing of mates being shot, the disembarking of boats, and the running towards the beach in hope of finding shelter from the raining bullets. But that is what these young men experienced so far from the comforts of their homes. I am saddened when I reflect upon the lives cut short and the realisation that many of these men were not much older than me. But what they did not know, as this battle unfolded and continued for those months, was that their courage, determination and ability to endure hardship was where the spirit of ANZAC was born. The values that we as Australians hold dear, that it is important to fight for our rights and freedoms, the importance of mateship and never letting a mate down. These values continue to be relevant today. In these times of uncertainty, when we feel the fear of possible terrorist attacks, we must continue to live our lives to the fullest and not retreat in fear. For I believe that this is to do those men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice and fought for our freedom a disservice. This day is not just about those ANZAC soldiers, but all men and women who serve and continue to serve in other conflicts. It is a day for families and loved ones to remember those that have been lost, but it is also a day to create awareness of the true cost of war. It is a time for us as a community to recognise that there are ongoing issues to return to this. It is not as simple as finishing one service and picking up the life they left. They all wear the scars of their service, whether these scars be physical or mental. It is reported that as many as 20% of our returned warriors suffer from some form of mental illness, whether it be post-traumatic stress disorder, depression or anxiety. I would like to acknowledge the work of the RSL and the Department of Veterans Affairs and their associated organisations in offering valuable health services to these men and women since they may have peaceful lives after their service, and hope that these valuable services are well funded for as long as they're needed. The importance of ANZAC Day within the Australian national psyche continues to grow. This is demonstrated through increased attendance at ANZAC services such as this. In all communities across this beautiful land, on the shores of Gallipoli, in France, Vietnam, Papua New Guinea, and of course across the Tasman, we all come out on this day to ensure that we will not forget. Finally, to those members of the Defence Force gathered here today, and on behalf of Bristol Water Secondary College, I thank you. Our community loves you, and our nation loves you for your service. Let's do it again.
As we call upon our wreath layers today, let us also remember those local pioneers and servicemen who have passed on and whose names are proudly displayed here on our cenotaph. I call forward the people intending to lay a wreath. I'll call you by name. When you come through, would you pick up your wreath, lay it, and then depart the cenotaph on the opposite side. That way we'll get through our 30-odd wreaths a little quicker and you won't be interrupted. Sanjay Sharma lays the first wreath, representing Terence Cole, RFD.
They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end. Against odds uncounted, they fell with faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.